Have you ever wondered what it would be like if suffering was not real? In Buddhism, this question invites deep reflection. Suffering, dukkha, is not seen as absolute. It's a result of how the mind reacts to impermanence, desire, and attachment. When the mind is awakened, suffering is understood as a mental construction, not a fixed reality. By seeing through the illusion of suffering, one discovers that peace was always possible. This question challenges the way we perceive pain and opens the door to freedom through awareness and wisdom. If you have seen the movie The Matrix, you will remember the famous line, "The Matrix is everywhere and everything around you, even the air you breathe and the water you drink. You can't avoid it, can't escape it, it's all around you." In a similar way, I believe that suffering is everywhere and in everything, including yourself. Just look at the news, the wars, the famine, the injustice, the inequality, the violence, the terror, the pandemic, etc. There are so many reasons to be sad and hopeless, and we often feel miserable when we see all the bad things that happen in the world. Even though it's not directly affecting us, we still cry for the innocent people who are going through hard times. We feel angry and upset when seeing an innocent child die of hunger when there is enough food in the world for everyone. We feel powerless against such terrible things happening. As Buddhist monk Pema Chodron says, we don't have to be overwhelmed by the scale of the problems. We can work with what we have, our own minds, and the practice of meditation. So now I want to talk about what I mean by saying that suffering is an illusion. For that, I will use the teachings of a spiritual master from India named Shri, whose name means light or knowledge. According to him, the world we live in can be compared to a mirage that appears in the desert. When someone is thirsty and sees a mirage, they run towards it because they think it's water. But when they reach it, it's nothing but sand. This is what Shri says about the material world we live in. He says, "This too is a mirage born out of desires, hopes, and fears. As long as you are identified with your body and mind, you will keep on suffering. All your hopes and dreams are like the mirage, and you are bound to suffer unless you realize the truth. But once you realize that this world is nothing but an illusion, you will stop suffering." You might wonder how we can stop being attached to this illusory world. And the answer to that is simple. To stop looking for happiness outside yourself. Shri says, when you look for happiness outside yourself, you suffer. When you look within yourself, you find peace. So suffering happens when you attach meaning to things that are meaningless. That's why Shri always tells his students not to be attached to anything in this world. He says, don't get attached to anything in this world, not even to the idea of being enlightened. Don't desire anything. Give up your desires and remain in the present moment. That is enough. So attachment comes from labeling things according to our likes and dislikes. For example, you label your country as good and other countries as bad, your family members as good and other people as bad, your job is good and your colleagues is bad. And whenever you label something, it creates a duality in your mind. Duality leads to comparison and competition. And wherever there is comparison, there is suffering. So the only way to end suffering is to detach yourself from the dualities of life. But how can we do that? And the answer to that is very simple. Be aware of your thoughts. Become the witness of your own mind. Shri says, the first step towards enlightenment is to become the witness of your own thoughts. Because we never pay attention to our thoughts. We follow them, we act on them, and that's why we suffer. But if you just observe your thoughts without reacting to them, you will stop suffering. Think about it. You cannot be happy and sad at the same time. So when you are fully aware of your thoughts, you cannot react to them and therefore you won't suffer. Because we are not aware of our thoughts, we live in the past or in the future. But when you are conscious of your thoughts, you live in the present moment. Another way of putting it is that you stop identifying with the thinker. See, our mind keeps on thinking all the time. You can actually watch your thoughts without taking any action on them. For example, when you are sitting here watching my face, Your mind may start wandering all over the place, to your home, to your work, to your worries, etc. Your mind keeps on thinking about all kinds of things, but if you don't follow your mind and stay focused on what you are doing right now, then you will not suffer. Sri says, you can watch your thoughts without judgment. You can remain the witness of your mind. You can see your thoughts coming and going like clouds in the sky. You can be rooted in the present moment and detached from the past and the future. Being in the present moment is the key to ending all forms of suffering. In Buddhism, it is called the middle way between two extremes. The first extreme is indulgence, which means being attached to sense pleasures like eating delicious food, having sex, buying new things, etc. The second extreme is self-mortification, which means torturing yourself by denying all the pleasures of life. The middle way is to live a balanced life where you enjoy the pleasures of life without being attached to them. This is the path to enlightenment. Now let's talk about something else. Most people believe that they are their body and mind. They think that if their body is sick, they are sick. If their body dies, they are dead. But this is not true. Let me ask you a question. If your body is an illusion, who is watching this video right now? Some people might say that it's the soul that is watching this video. But the fact is that no one knows what the soul is. No one has ever seen the soul. So I don't want to talk about the soul here. Instead, I want to talk about consciousness. Consciousness is the only thing that you and I know for sure. We both know that we are conscious right now. Think about it. You can live without food for a month, without water for 3 days, and without sleep for 2 weeks. But you cannot live without consciousness for even a second. It is your consciousness that makes you you. You are not your body. You are not your emotions. You are not your thoughts. You are pure consciousness. You are the awareness that observes your thoughts, emotions, and body. The awareness is always present. It is always here. It is your real nature. And when you realize that you are not your body, you are free from all forms of suffering. Because the body is limited. It can be destroyed any time. It can cause you pain and suffering. But your consciousness is infinite. It is beyond time and space. It is eternal. Sri says, when you identify yourself with your body, you suffer. When you realize that you are not your body, you are free. The body is like a garment. Change it whenever it becomes old or dirty. But you are the same person underneath. You are eternal. You have always been and always will be. So the secret to ending suffering is to realize that you are not your body and you are not your mind. You are the consciousness that observes your body and mind. And remember, you are not alone. There are billions of people on this planet who are searching for happiness, who are trying to end their suffering. You might think that you are different from others, but you are not. You are just another human being. And like all other human beings, you also suffer. So don't think that you are special. Don't think that your suffering is different from others. Your suffering is just like the suffering of other people. It's all the same. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos on psychology and spirituality. Thank you for watching and have a great day.